Hey guys, I hope we're all well. So I'm going to run through our upper body session today. So first of all, I'm starting here with a chest fly. Um, for today's session, we're gonna need to have some bands and a pull-up bar. I think it's definitely realistic to invest in these if we don't have them at the moment, just because like God only knows when the gyms will open. Um, it could be sooner than 6 weeks to be fair, but we shall see. So here, like any kind of fly variation is going to be fine. Just this is the one that I'm personally using. Just I using Lucia for a bit of stability here. As you can see that band is aligned with my arm, and I'm like rounding my shoulder blades forward as I go through this fly. Okay, so moving on, we're going to go through our press up mechanical drop set. So what we're going to do is start with our legs elevated. You're going to take this set all the way to failure. From there, what you're going to do, so obviously that isn't Lucia failing. You can use a band here or you can weight them. It's completely up to you. It's probably easier to use a band. So moving down, taking that second set completely to failure, so completely until your face is hitting the ground. Like you will see with the rep ranges, I have left a window, but ideally, like, let's try have failure between 8 and 15 reps, so load them accordingly, because I know a lot of people will be able to bang out sets of 50 press ups. From here, we're moving straight on into this press up variation. It's considerably easier, and what you will find is you will get a decent bit of work done in that short amount of time. So moving on here, this is our first lat movement. So what you're going to see here is Lucia is going to go through 3 failure points. She's going to, as she starts to fatigue, you're going to see that her range of motion on these is going to get less. So what I want you to do is take this set until you can barely do partials, okay? Just because of the way the resistance is with the band, it's just not necessarily a fantastic challenge. Actually, it's an awful challenge. But what we can do is take this set a bit further by doing kind of partial reps here. So cues that like Lucia would be using here would be humeral depression. So thinking about driving her shoulder down into her back pocket as she rows. Moving on into pull-ups. So I'm going to program 4 sets to complete failure here. If you don't have a pull-up bar, I've seen people do mad shit. You can use the back of a table and do an inverted row on the back of a table, but it just wouldn't be me. If I was you, I'd just buy the pull-up bar. And then with the pull-ups as well, you can band them to make them a little bit easier. Here, so I'm moving on to my first tricep movement. So any kind of tricep push-down variation that we can come up with, a band is going to be necessary here. And then what you will see is on my story, on my highlights, is that I have a lot of I'm going to have a lot of training footage from training at home, and you will be able to pick up some training footage from there, because this is such a general recommendation. So I actually wasn't doing this as my exercise. So what we can see here, and what I can see watching back on this video, is the alignment is wrong. So that barbell that the band is connected to would have to come down to make this better. And then moving on, lastly, just going through a bicep variation, using Lucia there for the stability again. So what I would like you to do is, if you go and jump onto my Instagram and look at my home training highlight, you will find lots of delt variations. So I think it's really important that we have some delt variations in there as well. So adding them in at the end of your program is ideal. Anyway, cheers guys, chat to you soon.